What's up, y'all? Thank you for watching. Welcome. Okay, so I read 5 books last week, and I'm like, let me do a little recap, which I did forget the If Tomorrow Comes by Sydney Sheldon, and it was a really good book, so I don't know how I forgot it. But this is just going to be like a little recap and my thoughts about each book that I read. So hopefully you enjoy. Thank you. I finished my first Zane book today, actually. This is good. Okay, I'm one of them people that, like, I thought, like, I mean, it literally says erotica up here, but, like, I don't know, I felt like, oh my god, like, it's a bunch of sex, like, what's in here? But, like, this was a lot. This covered a lot of issues, like, I don't know, marriage, you know what I mean, marriage issues, like, they had issues with losing a child, a woman who's like, she is like a typical like bitter black woman, her, you know what I mean, having trust issues, him like feeling inadequate because he's the one who had the marital issues after the loss of a child. They had several miscarriages or whatever, and like putting your friends in your business. It was a lot going on in here, and I am also like I said, like I had this, oh, erotica is like, oh, da da da. I mean, like the sex scenes in here were like, okay then, but like they weren't like, it's so much more happening in here. And she got like this long author's note situation. Well, I mean, it's a few pages, but in comparison, because some people be like, okay, cool. But yeah, like he's a vulnerable type of man. Like, I don't know, man. Tevin, I like Chemistry. For one, I like her name. But, like, this was really good. So, this was my introduction to Zane. Okay? And I am thoroughly impressed. I am going to dive deeper into her catalog. And somebody named Noor, Aaron told me about her. So, I'm going to read one of her books next. But, like, I don't know, man. I gotta tap in real quick, you know what I mean? Not urban. Erotica might not be so bad. I don't know, man. Okay. And then I have an arc read to do today. That I'm gonna start and do today. I need to take these out, but that won't be today. But I have an arc read that I'm gonna do today, and then tomorrow we're going live. So I'm going to start Long Shot on live tomorrow. It's my buddy read with Aaron, and I also made a new friend. I be out here signing up for buddy reads as if like my buddy read queue is not long. Met this girl on Instagram. I think her name's Alyssa. I'm going to buddy read Inflamed by Him by Tay Monet by her. I like Tay Monet. I read Hear My Heart Please by her, and that was really good. So she gave me like a full list of choices, and the list was fire. I think I read 3 out of the list, but the list was fire. But I chose Tay Monet because I don't read, I think it's Inflamed by You is about like single dad nanny type of book, and I think he's a firefighter, and I don't think I read a firefighter book yet. So that is why I chose her, because I like Tay Monet, and I don't read very many firefighter or single dad trope books. I haven't read a nanny situation yet, so I'm like, let me see what it's talking about. I don't know. It's Sunday, and I just wanted to talk about some of the books I read last week. let's start with last night. I read Inflamed by His Love by Tay Monet, and she was indeed inflamed by his love. This is about a firefighter single dad who like needs a nanny because his baby mom is like in a rehab center because she is addicted. I'm assuming coke, or crack. I don't know. And he needs a nanny, so he ends up meeting this daycare teacher at a fire that happened to be at her daycare, and they had to close down for repairs, so she needed a job. Kaboom! Hey, you wanna be my nanny? So yeah, they like meet, and of course, they fall in love. While spoiler alert, by the way, while she is doing this job, he decides to when his baby mom gets out of rehab, he decides to like move her in there. What type of shit is that? This book was like very upsetting. It was good. I feel like every Tay Monet book I read is like upsetting. Because girl, he said, oh my god, you have so much patience, babe. Patience. I'm insulted. It was that lady lived with them for like a month. Walking around in skimpy clothes. Talking crap like ain't nobody replacing me. I admire Briley. But also no, it's a no for me. She was a nice lady. So there's that. Then I read Wifey by Kiki Swenson. This is about a lady which I DNF'd this book like last year or something like that. I had started reading it because I didn't like it because like the first chapter is her like starting off like, oh, I'm light skinned, like I'm pretty, like of course my man want me, I got a fat ass. I'm like, next. But that played a role into the story because she really was very full of herself, and she definitely thought she was bigger than the program, I thought. Or because she had a drug dealing husband who was like also a cheater, so she decided to go to the feds. And I feel like I'm saying bigger than the program because I mean at the end, spoiler alert, am I just spoiling everything? Just yeah, at the end it's kind of like, oh, she ended up getting played herself, you know what I mean? So it's not really a spoiler, but she ended up getting played herself because girl, please, you know what I mean? This is a drug game, like leave it to the boys. But this was good, and I definitely I'm gonna finish the series. I think this series has like a lot of parts, so I don't know, please don't hold your breath. Then I read The Sweetest Taboo by Joan Fassard. This was really good. This is a historical fiction MM romance, and it's about a black police officer who is white passing, and he meets a train porter, and they like which the cop was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing, and the porter ended up giving him a ride home, so they met that way. And it was a lot going on, y'all. Like, there was a murder in a black neighborhood, and of course he's white passing, so like he's investigating the situation, and the cover up that was going on, like the president, you know what I mean? People using the president as a cosign for their racism. Hello, present day. This book was set in the 1950s. It was like going on vulnerability, masculinity, like it was a lot going on, y'all. I really do like Joan's writing style. It's very tension filled, as far as like the romance portion, because they're both like two lonely drifter people. The white passing police officer, that's a lonely life. He's white passing, you know what I mean? And he's closeted. And then we have the train porter who he doesn't really have much family, and he just kind of drifts around from city to city, and he's basically open because he ain't got nobody to hide from. He don't have the pressure of like worrying about keeping the appearance because he just is who he is, you know what I mean? Of course he's not out because it's the 50s, but he's out as far as like people that are close to him. So just two lonely people who definitely find common ground and be with each other. And the thing that I really wanted to point out, there was this scene where they're in Bruce's room. Bruce is the cop. They're in Bruce's room and it's dark in there, and he has a closet that has like a light in it or whatever. So he goes in the closet so they can see each other. And Scott, who's the train porter, he didn't want to go in the closet because he was like, he didn't want to be in the closet literally or figuratively. Y'all, I don't know. I love this book. Like, and then like there was this whole, they were boycotting the conditions at the plant they were working at. Um, and there was this whole like, people were saying like, oh, we got a black manager, because they did have a black manager, and he was like, well, I mean, racism is a whole system. Like, they put you in certain positions to make you think you have power, okay, to make you believe like it's all a setup. Like, it's a great scheme, okay. This book was heavy. This was a lot. I really enjoyed it, so yeah. But and it's so good. That is what I read for this week. And I think I'm gonna start off this week with A Good Girl's Guide to Dominance by W.S. Greer. This is a BDSM book. And like a BDSM workplace romance situation. I read Tempted by Danger, and now I'm like interested in like reading about like BDSM lifestyle. So yeah. And then Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. This is gonna be a buddy read. And also I think we're gonna read Animal by Kawan. So those are my 3 starters for this coming up week. I don't know what I'm gonna finish up the week with because I have a busy weekend coming up. But I don't know, y'all. Thanks for watching.